Here's looking at you, kid. Whenever you see me drinking out of this little cup that looks like a little daisy, you know I'm drinking cappuccino made with espresso. I love it. In the afternoon, I like it. That's wonderful. Okay, today we're going to talk about criticism because it really keeps coming to my mind. You know, these people that say, well, I just tell it like it is. You know what? Oh, shut up. You know what? Sometimes you need to not tell it like it is. Sometimes you need to think of other people before you start telling it like it is. Look at this. If it hurts somebody's feelings, you know what? My friend Tony Corona gave me this best little line. He said, truth without love is noise. And you know what? He's so right. If you have someone who feels compelled to tell you what's wrong with you, or to put you down, or to make you feel inadequate, I want you to stop receiving that. Look, if someone comes to you with a word, a critical word, or they may call it critiquing, if that critiquing does not ring in your spirit that you've done something wrong, do not receive it. And do not let it harm you or hurt you. Because you know what? First of all, look, we can't please everybody. We are who we are. Some people won't like who you are. And sometimes it's even family that doesn't like who you are. But you can't help that. You don't ever try, to hurt somebody. You don't want to do that. But you can't just be what people want you to be. You be who God wants you to be. God made you a certain way. I may have told you this story before, but I'm going to tell it again, even if I haven't, if I have. When I was a new Christian, I always wanted this sweet, quiet spirit. I think I did tell you this. I think I remember doing it, but you may not have seen that video. And so we used to have this prayer line at church when you'd go up and get in the line and ask God for something. So I go up and I say to the pastor, he goes, what do you want from God? And I said, I want a sweet, quiet spirit. And he said, Velma, God didn't give you a sweet, quiet spirit. And you know what? I've really pondered on that since he said it. No, God didn't give me a sweet, quiet spirit. I'm noisy, but he uses me that way. I'm very communicative. He uses me that way too. Now, does everybody like that? No, they don't. I get on people's nerves sometimes because I am very noisy and I'm very opinionated. I try not to hurt your feelings. I never say rude things to people. But I am opinionated. I will tell you what I think. And if I think you're wrong, I'll say so. That sometimes people don't like that. And you know what? I know that you have people in your life that are the same way to you. They're critical to you and don't receive it. There are so many people, and like my little granddaughters, they don't know who they are. Because when you know who you are, people don't hurt you. You just kind of, oh, well, they, I used to have this thing. I used to say, you can step on me, but I'm popping right back up like one of those old black carpet beetles. You're not going to keep me down. And I want you to do that way, to be that way too. However God made you, he made you. I do want you, and I want myself, to manage our character. Manage it and try to fine tune some of the things that you know about yourself. Analyze your own character. You know how you are. I know exactly how I am. And then say to yourself, okay, this is what I probably need to do to mellow this out a little bit. So I'm not, I live very large. And sometimes people are stunned, like, oh my God, she lives so large. She fills a room. I remember one time, this was just shocking to me when I heard it. Because today I'm very good friends with this friend. Not really good friends, but I have come to really love this person that did this to me. One time I went to this place and it was a hospital where Phil had gone down in Mexico when he had cancer and or mesothelioma in his lungs. And we were going down there for a holistic healing. And so I went into this room with all these people. They only had 10 patients there at a time, along with one person that came with them. They're the one that helped take care of them. And so, as it turns out, this woman was there. I didn't even talk to her. I came into the room, and then later I went out to the pool, and her husband were out there. And when we began to communicate, her husband said to me, after she realized she liked me and I liked her, She said, her husband told me that she said when I came into the room, that woman makes me nervous. She takes all of the energy out of a room. She pulls all the energy out of a room. And I was so shocked by that. I came home and I thought, because remember now, I hadn't even talked to her. I hadn't said a word. I just was in the room. I mean, it's like, but the truth of it is, I thought, gosh, I hope I'm not doing that to my friends. I hope my friends don't feel that I suck the energy out of them like that. So I came home and asked my friends, and no, we talked about it, and I did analyze that. Later, this girl, I love this girl, and I think she loves me too. But I think because I am so out there and so communicative and frankly, I'm confident in who I am. I don't think I'm terrific or anything, but I'm confident in who I am. I know who I am. I know my shortcomings. And I think that sometimes makes people nervous. So with that said, I want you to try to look at yourself and say, God, show me the way you see me. God made you just the way you are. Just the way you are. With all of those little dings in your character, he made you that way. Now again, he does want us to fine tune those little dings. And like if you're super sensitive, you're gonna have to stop that. You're gonna have to make some decisions. You can't not be sensitive if God made you that way, but you can mellow it out, calm it down. Don't let people hurt you and offend you. Don't receive the offense. I remember one time my daughter said something to me. I had said, well, somebody did so-and-so, or they did something, and Stacy went, Mom, if you noticed it, it must have really been bad. Because I don't even notice when people, are catty or hateful, or I don't even notice it. I'm like, I can't be bothered. It usually just zooms over my head. But like she said, if you caught it, it must have been bad. I don't receive it unless it's really bad. And then I might just come right back at them and say something, In fact, if they continue to do it, if I have a person in my life that continues to dig at me, eventually I cut them loose. I go, you know what? I have too many people that celebrate me. I'm not going to deal with people that only tolerate me. I'm not going to do it. I don't even care if it's family. Sometimes just because someone loves you, they don't necessarily like you, And so I really want to encourage you to be who God made you to be. And don't try to please other people. Try to please God. You know what God expects from you, and that's who you become. Once you get to a place where you know who you are, other people will not be able to offend you so easy. Don't take offense. It's just not a godly characteristic. And don't give offense. Don't be one of those ones that's always throwing those little digs out there and think you're getting by with it when it's just a little, little dig. Don't do that. It's not nice, and it's an insecure action. I have a good book called Hidden Treasures in Secret Places. And you know what? You can get it on Amazon, or you can private message me, and I will send it to you. It's full of little hidden treasures. You're going to love them. I think I got my point across. And the other thing I want to say, you know what? Not only is truth without love pure noise, but opinions without truth is disgusting. So if you've got an opinion about something that's going on out in the world, about somebody, our president or whoever, keep it to yourself unless you can prove something. To just say he's a rapist or don't do that. Don't do that. If it's hearsay, and by golly, if you got it from the CNN or MSNBC, it's definitely not true. They are a false prophet. I encourage you not to watch them. All right? Okay, you guys. Here's my coffee. I'm going to have a nice evening, me and my Guido. It's Sunday. We didn't go to church. We stayed home and watched it on TV because they're all closed down. My little church I usually go to didn't do it today. So here we are. I've had a good day, and I hope you have. So until next time, this is Velma Hagar, bidding you a blessed day and reminding you, no criticism, and don't receive criticism either. Big blessings. Bye.